Hello guys, welcome to another video. Now, in this video, I wanted to share with you one of my real-time step-by-step tutorials that can be found on my Patreon page, along with loads of more beautiful real-time drawing tutorials. And I will tell you a bit more about that later in the video, but let's start talking about this particular drawing. This drawing is made with charcoal. Now, loads of people avoid charcoal, especially because it's dusty, messy. You don't have much control over it since all you have is basically one tool, one pencil. But the truth is that you'll be able to learn much more with just using charcoal first if you are a beginner, then immediately starting with using the graphite pencils or the colored pencils. The reason for it is that with charcoal, you don't have to pay attention to all the details where in the beginning of your art journey, they're not important like that much as you think. And I know this from experience. Once I was starting to draw more seriously, whenever I had something to draw, I was more focused on getting all the details right, but I was completely missing the point of the whole composition, proportions, and all the important things that are making your drawing good and correct. Charcoal is basically making you to step away from the details and focus more on what is actually important: the composition, the proportions, and the contrast. Also, another great thing is that with this medium, you're getting some very nice results much faster than you would with graphite or with colored pencils. The simplicity of using charcoal is something that has to be learned, and once you achieve this stage, you will be able to understand the process of creating different drawings with colored pencils and with graphite pencils much better. This is why I keep creating videos about charcoal. It's because I want to encourage all of you who are watching my videos to try this medium out and start drawing with charcoal more frequently. This is one of my most favorite mediums, and I believe that once you learn how to control the shades and work with charcoal, this will become one of your favorite mediums as well. You need to know some tricks about using charcoal, of course, and this is why cotton buds, blending stumps, tissues, and brushes are playing a big role here, because you can get loads and loads of different shades by just using these things along with charcoal. For example, most of the shades on the skin I did with the blending stump first. It's because while you blend with them, they're picking certain amount of charcoal which you can use for blending the lighter parts. And it might seem scary in the beginning because charcoal has that very intense pigment when you start to layer it, but once you start blending it, it becomes so smooth and so powerful. You saw how this drawing looked like in the beginning of the video, and I don't believe that I could achieve this with just using the graphite pencils, for example. This contrast that I got, this powerful contrast, I believe that charcoal can describe the best, or at least better when it comes to this drawing than the graphite pencils. I really like the intensity of the shades here. So charcoal pencils are very cheap. Blenders are also cheap. You already have some tissues and cotton buds at home, so basically nothing is stopping you of jumping into drawing with charcoal. Get some charcoal and blending stumps and start experimenting with charcoal as soon as possible. Also, make sure to pick the right reference for your drawing or practicing. You don't want to have very dark image or a very light one, because like that, the whole point of charcoal is not going to be shown properly. Look for the photos that have some better contrast, and once you switch the image to black and white, try to experiment with the contrast there. I always edit my photos before I start with drawing with charcoal, and I always kind of tweak the contrast just a bit more before I start, because I really want to play with lights and darks. And I think that's basically the best part of using charcoal. So if you haven't tried working with charcoal already, make sure to do it as soon as possible, because I'm sure that you will have a much better understanding when it comes to working with colored pencils, pastels, and graphite pencils, like once you achieve some good results with charcoal and once you learn how to work with it. There are just some basic steps that you need to go through them to make yourself progress and be better. And this is one of them. Charcoal is one of your steps, and you will see how much fun you will have with this medium once you start creating some very powerful drawings. Now, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about drawing with charcoal in general? Have you ever used it before, and what are your thoughts about using this medium in general? Do you find it fun to work with, or do you find it boring maybe? I would really like to know your opinion, so whatever comes to your mind, just let me know. I love reading your comments, so make sure to leave yours. Anyways, I mentioned Patreon page in the beginning of the video, so I would like to tell you a bit more about it now. So basically, Patreon is a place for us creators and whoever has some content to offer. Nowadays, everybody has it. This is a very popular platform and there are loads of people who are learning from this platform. So if you want to draw with me and get access to all my drawing library there, make sure to check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Every tutorial there is basically step by step, where I'm explaining every step that I take. Why am I taking it? How am I working on certain parts? Also which colors I'm using. I'm basically speaking about everything in each and every of my tutorial, and you can follow it at your own pace. Also, you're getting access to the reference photos, list of materials, scanned sketches, and the list of colors, if I'm using the color, of course, if I'm using the colors for a particular drawing. You can meet artists around the world, and you can also meet me in one-on-one monthly call if you decide to have a monthly Zoom session with me. So if you're interested in learning from me, make sure to check out all the things that I'm offering on my Patreon page. Just click on the link in my description box and it will take you to Patreon, where you will be able to see everything that I am offering there. So you can see how this portrait is slowly starting to come together. I just love the fact that with so little tools you can create something this powerful. And again, it's all about the contrast. Sometimes you can even exaggerate with the contrast on your drawing a bit, just so you can get even better results. Since this is a kind of monochromatic drawing, you just have to learn how to control each and every shade. It's a bit easier with colors since you can use different colors to show different forms and different shades, but here all you have is different values and different shades. Now this is supposed to be a challenge, so make sure to challenge yourself enough to at least try this. I believe that you will enjoy working with charcoal so much once you learn some basic things and once you try this out. You can see how I managed to get a good hair drawing, and honestly, for this it didn't take long at all. I just layered the first layer, blended that out, used some mono zero eraser, and the hair simply popped out. Now this is why I love working, again, I cannot say this enough, but I love working with charcoal. You can get such great textures with this medium. And you already know how much I love drawing the hair, so whatever medium can produce as good hair drawing as this one, it's immediately becoming my favorite medium, pretty much. Lots of people don't know what they can get with this medium until they try it out, especially with a pencil charcoal. So I just wanted to show you the beauty of using this medium because it's so fun, so relaxing, and so useful, because with this medium you're going to learn how to be in control with your shades and values, which is, I think, the most important thing when it comes to your drawing skills, because you need to be in control with all these things if you want to produce something very powerful and more realistic. Now, this would be pretty much all for today's video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you like this portrait. Also, let me know if you're going to at least try this medium. I would really love to hear if at least one of you decides to give this medium a go. Again, kindly check out my Patreon page, where I'm uploading loads of beautiful real-time step-by-step tutorials, where you can follow each and every step of creating some nice drawings. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and like this video, and I see you all in my next one. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I see you soon. Bye bye.